Beautiful people. Welcome to another episode, a fully loaded episode of the Sportsload. We got we got our front guys K, Toolie 99 and V Guts over here. All right. And my boy from another mother, Mr. GPS himself, Garrett Paul Smith. What is good, guys? What it do? What's the word looking like?
This is our first time having guests on the podcast, actually.
Hell yeah, hell
Me
yeah.
and Ja, or
I'm
sometimes
honored.
your kid, though. Sometimes.
Yeah, my kid was on the last
kids.
episode.
He's been on a few episodes, but like having
Yeah.
adult guests, like we never had an adult on before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we were trying to do this shit for like a whole year, and
Hell yeah.
what happened this past weekend caused it. It was
Yeah.
insane.
It had to be done. It had to be done.
Well, last 24 hours.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
counting.
I mean, fair,
and
yeah.
counting, and counting. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Yesterday, after my Knicks got brutally destroyed yesterday, sadly, the Lakers not only won, they ended up winning even more, even after the game, by getting Luka Doncic from Dallas Mavericks for pretty much just Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and some first-round picks. Thoughts, gentlemen?
One first round pick.
One first-round pick,
Yeah,
sorry.
just one.
One first round
That's
pick.
a good distinction, K.
Honestly, I don't think it's that bad of a trade.
I was gonna say the
The-
same thing.
The LeBron glaze right now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here
I
we go.
like the trade.
It's
I
a
think
terrible
that-
fucking trade.
This is the
No,
worst
dude,
trade
why-
in the history of trades. It's the
Yeah,
worst.
I think it was a
Listen
stupid. It was stupid. I know why they're doing it. I know why they did it. But if you're gonna go to LeBron to Lakers first, why you couldn't call Milwaukee about Giannis or Boston about any of those
You could have
guys?
started
might
a
be
bidding
available?
war, man. You could have
Yeah.
started a bidding war, and
You could've-
like,
the-
all right.
you
First
could've
and
gotten
foremost,
so much more.
if Bridges gets 4 first round pick, which is
Thank
I
you.
consider him as a role player.
Yeah, second tier, maybe third tier.
Luka
best.
would have been like a whole decade worth of fucking first round picks.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting Anthony Davis saying that he's more healthier than Luka is insane. It's insane.
Insane. It's. I get it. I know they're doing it to win now, but that team is gonna suffer for like 10 years.
I'm generally confused. Like, how's it a win now if they just went to the finals like last year? If they were like dead last, they're 9th seed, by the way. They're still in the
Yeah,
play-ins.
Yeah, I'm
So-
justifying. I'm there.
Win now if they just went to the finals like last year. If they
Well-
were like dead last, they're 9th seed, by the way. They're still in the
Yeah,
play-ins.
Yeah, I'm
So-
justifying. I'm their perspective. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying they're in their mind. Anthony Davis will get them over the hump. I strongly disagree. I think it's a terrible trade. I think you could have easily gotten anybody. If it was Giannis, I would have pulled the trigger on that one. If it was even anybody, one of the Boston guys, I would have took that deal. You know what I
You know
mean?
why they traded him, right? Like they came out with
Oh,
He's fat.
because he's fat.
Yeah, he's
Call him
fat.
fat.
That's wild.
He's fat. It is what it is. He's
Even though
fat.
he's like the best offensive player in NBA history, just about like
Bro,
the guy is offensively a genius.
And he's
they're like-
25 years old.
he's
Yeah.
25, and James
Not
Harden got a better package than him.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And then also
Pause,
he
pause,
got
Twice.
robbed of
Pause,
Pause.
Pause, twice.
Yeah.
Trade package, okay?
Yeah. Mikal
Fucking
Bridges got
weirdos.
a better deal than that, bro. The Mikal trade I thought was over. Like they had to be doing it. It had to be done because they're dealing with Brooklyn. That's like the Yankees and the Mets. You know they're gonna somebody's gonna get duped in that one.
It was a bidding war for Bridges, though. Like, it
Yeah.
was like a lot of teams were like interested in getting him, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It made sense,
Look,
yeah.
The one thing that I also have to say, how the hell did no other teams like offer that trade? I know they like the Mavs traded with the Lakers for some reason. Only
They
the
called them
Lakers.
first. It was just a one-shot deal.
Mavs
Only
called the
them.
Lakers, yeah. They called
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Lakers
only them. But like, if you're telling me like the Houston Rockets, which I'm a fan of, the New York Knicks didn't have an option in this call, like,
Yeah.
and
They were
no
never
other
Nobody.
team
offered it.
is.
Nobody
Like,
was offered
They were
it.
never
I
offered
would've-
it.
Bro, also,
My first call would have been to Milwaukee for Giannis.
no, my first call would have been to the Spurs.
For who?
Imagine
For Wemby.
Luka and Wemby would have been a great
Yeah,
deal.
but
You could have got
who-
one of those rookie guys like Castle and one of these guys.
Nah, they're gonna be
Or,
start for
or
start.
even Darren Fox, like get Darren Fox and a couple of players.
Now
from
you
the
have
game.
Kyrie though. That's the problem. You have Kyrie.
Yeah, they
Like
don't
that's
need
gonna just
Fox.
muddle the. That's gonna be small. I mean, they're gonna be
They'd
a
have to
small
trade Kyrie
backcourt.
instead of, yeah. 'Cause it wouldn't
I
work.
It
mean,
would've been a-
I'm just saying, like you can definitely get a better player than
Oh,
Anthony Davis. in my
100%. You
opinion.
could have even got, even if you want to, you could even do a small rebuild real quick. You could just get a bunch of picks. You could have gotten a bunch of picks for him.
That would have been smarter than what they did.
Yeah, like one first round pick, and oh, by the way, Utah is also part of the deal, but we might get this shit. But like,
What did they even
fucking-
get? I don't even know what they got.
They, they got 2 second-round picks and a player, and
Yeah,
I'm sitting there like, imagine you're Utah's GM and get a phone call and be like, "What? Like, Luke is going where? Yeah, what?" That's probably the leak that happened. Like, that's why they got leaked.
Bro.
It was like,
Yeah, and the fact that the Shams who reported on Bleacher Report on Twitter or whatever, he was like this. He had to reassure like he's not being hacked. This really went down. Like,
he's like, this is real, guys.
Buster only tweet about Lindor being traded to the Athletics. That was hilarious.
yeah, that
He
was
got
that was a crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
crazy.
hack. That was a legit hack. But
You guys going wild on Twitter with that one.
dude, fuck it. I can't believe I don't see how this benefits Dallas other than how to
Dallas?
justify it.
Has 2 big men already.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lively and what's his name? The
Well,
Gafford.
well,
It's
Well,
about
the
money,
thing
though.
is-
Actually, it's about money.
but
Yeah.
Davis wants to play the 4. He always wanted to play the 4. He, like that was his bitching move. He was just like, I want to play the 4. He's not a 5. But I'm like, okay, but what does it matter? And the NBA really is a no size league. You got Wemby. Most 5s are taking the ball up the court now. It really is a no position.
Yeah.
There's no position league. Like you got guys who shoot like him. He's a 5 that shoots 3s. Like it's not really a big deal. Like you play the 4. Who gives a shit?
The
Yeah.
one
Like-
thing that I gotta
Kinda
say
interesting.
about the Lakers, though, sorry.
Yeah.
The
go
one
ahead.
thing that I gotta say about the Lakers, though, they gotta keep Luka. I don't like.
Well, that's the
LeBron got
thing.
2 more years basically, but they
Mhm.
gotta lock him down because he's not eligible for the Supermax anymore because he got traded. So he lost
Right.
like 190 million
Yeah, 'cause he's
But if
supposed to get
you-
116.
or
Yeah, I
whatever
mean-
it was.
Yeah, it was
it was like 160 or whatever.
Because he was
If you
eligible to get 300, right? If he would have stayed.
345.
I think.
Oof.
you gotta keep him. If not, I'm putting money on him going to the Nuggets. Like you have
Ooh,
to
that'd
be
be
aggressive
crazy
in this
there. I saw
offseason
the
for the next 2
tweet
years.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
when's his extension
Brown.
due? Like 2 more years, no?
In 2 more years, I'm saying like you got to be competitive in the next 2 years. If anything like happens where either him or LeBron, or if they don't make a playoff or like get bounced in the first round, like I see Luka just be like, all right, Jokic, you want to run it? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think they'll cost him Jamal Murray easily, and maybe Aaron Gordon, and I'll pull the trigger on that in a heartbeat.
I see him signing in the free agency, and then they're gonna trade like I guess Murray or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
But-
I think that's exactly what's. I think if he doesn't re-up with the Lakers, he's definitely going to Denver to play with Jokic. That's a deadly combination. I think
That's still-
that could happen. That's realistic for real.
That's the only reason why I think the Mavs was smart and traded them because maybe they were like, this is definitely gonna happen. Like this was
Yeah.
bound to happen. Whatever.
I'm not mad at them trading him. I'd rather he could have gotten a better deal for him. That was
I'm
the
mad
thing.
at him. He's a top 5 player and he's 25. He's been in
Yeah.
the league for 3 years.
I found the
How's
contract
Atlanta Hawks? Why?
information.
How did the Atlanta Hawks make a better trade with Trey Young getting in that fucking trade than
I don't get
the
it.
Mavericks? Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
No,
I would have.
I got the
have.
money situation, guys. So he was gonna get 5 years, 245 million with the Mavs if he stayed, and now he can only get 5 years, 229 million with the Lakers.
Yeah, that's OG and Anobi money.
Yeah.
Mhm. Didn't
And he's
the
getting
new
paid.
owners? I'm sorry. I said.
No, yeah, too.
Yeah, the new owners of the Mavs, they didn't want to pay Luka. That's what I heard. They didn't want to pay Luka, so they traded him. So, but at the same time, I'm like that
Nah.
trade is
That
it's-
press
It's
conference.
all the GM's fault.
Yeah, did you see the
The
press
GM
conference? with the GM
literally
and
brought
Jason
this
Kidd?
trade up to the owner, and the owner laughed at him. And he
Man.
still went behind his back and did it.
Bro, you like honestly, like what messed it up? Like, did you see? I see the press conference like with Jason Kidd and the GM. Bro, it was like
Yeah.
a funeral. Like Jason Kidd did not want to be there, bro. He did not want to be there. He had his head down like this the whole time. Had it going like this. He's like, what the fuck? Jason Kidd is trying to get out of there, bro.
Bro, Jason Kidd might get fired this year because of this. It
Yeah,
sucks.
he's probably but Jason Kidd always finds a way out anyway. Like, remember he did it with the Nets. He'll lose his way out on purpose and then get a job. He'll
He's a
find it.
coach,
He's a
though.
good coach. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He'll get a job. But this is like again, Dallas to me is not necessarily a better team. The Lakers, I think, has actually gotten worse by this deal because you got 2 ball
Yeah, no
dominant
big man.
balls. Yeah, they got no big man and you got 2 ball dominant guys. You know what I mean? And there's only 1 ball. Pause. So I think the Lakers got to get a 5. I think this deal is not. I don't think they're done. It can't be done with this squad they got. I don't know. I don't know why would LeBron want to be in that team. They're just similar player. They're almost a similar player as is, and you got two ball guys with no fives and a weak bench. You know what I mean? So like
So big
they
man
gotta
trade
they gotta
coming.
be something.
I
Yeah, but
mean,
then
they
who are
probably
you gonna trade?
I don't know.
Who you
either
gonna get
Reeves
now?
or Hachimura.
It
Yeah, I
has to
mean
be
you got those
Hachimura.
pieces. Yeah, but I think the biggest piece. Look, if I'm gonna trade with the Lakers, it's either Austin Reeves or no even talk to me. I gotta poach Austin Reeves. I gotta get
Either
Austin
that
Reeves
or
back.
draft picks, right? For
Yeah,
Lakers, but I don't even
and
know if they have draft picks or
they
they
got
have capital for that.
I could look
I
it up.
think they're good on the draft part. But again, like what draft position you're really gonna get? That team's gonna be it's gonna be a top 20 pick. It's gonna be 20 to 30 pick
And
actually.
I mean, they're probably like they have the 31st pick still,
Yeah.
which I mean, everyone was going crazy when the Suns traded their 31st pick for the Utah Jazz. So I mean, they technically have the 31st pick. I don't know if the Lakers want to jump on that trade because in 10 years you might have lost LeBron, Luka, and then you're just rebuilding again. So you're
Then
just
again,
screwed.
I think the Lakers are smart enough. I think they pretty much Luka's they're gonna give Luka whatever he wants.
I mean, they're
There's a
gonna give him
Luka's
the
team now.
max deal they can, right? Like the
Yeah,
529,
and then
5229.
and you're gonna let LeBron just he just let him out. If I'm LeBron, I would have asked for a trade myself to see what it. You know what I mean? Like
They have like
I
they have
don't.
no
Huh.
cap space, by the way. They have like almost they're like negative.
They're in the second apron. They're in the second apron already, right?
Yeah, they're like second apron is 1.6 mil. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
it's yeah, they're not looking good for cap.
trading LeBron. What the hell would that market be though? Okay, so if Luka is a first round pick and Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler is like a second round pick at this point. I don't even know.
Pretty much, maybe even
I mean,
third, bro.
market's- and
Bridges
by the
is
way,
fourth.
LeBron's cap hit is like 40 million. So
Yeah, because he's on a super a
or
2 year
no,
super
sorry,
max,
34 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
And even if you trade LeBron, you have to trade Bronny with him, right? You're not going to split the family up like that. That's crazy. That'd be
yeah,
crazy.
he's more like the throw-in. He'd be the throw-in package right there.
Yeah, here's
And then
a
like,
D
who do you
League
trade in?
prospect.
And then what are you gonna get in return? Yeah, it has to be to a team that's close to a championship, right? So you're gonna if you like again, I don't see that team go. I think this team got worse. I think they're gonna be better long term, 100%. But right now, for the probably next 2 years, that team's gonna tank.
Man,
It's gonna be a I don't think
Probably
they,
the
they're
playoff team
probably,
this year.
they might be a playing team this year. I don't see them
Yeah.
being a top
They're
5
the
team
4 or 5 seed.
they're the
right
fifth seed
now.
right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, right now. I don't think this is a good team, man. I think it's a bad. Like, I get what this is long term is
Yeah.
they're gonna win. Like, that's a fine deal for long term because now you have Luka for the next 10 years. You pretty much if they sign him back and if everything goes to their plan.
Right.
Yeah,
big
but
if,
if
though.
yeah, but
Need a lot of pieces.
you
around that.
you could always build around him. You could just build around
They
him.
should.
Yeah, which they are because LeBron is on his way out. He got 2 years left, and he could literally
25-year-old
retire.
kid, man.
Next,
Yeah,
he's gonna
Future
be good.
MVP, cornerstone is like, yeah, we should build around him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like you start building around
AKA
him.
Mavs, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then
what
like
were the
that's why I
Mavs
say
doing?
that's why I said I would rather trade see what my market is for LeBron right now. Put him with Steph and see if you get Kuminga and some first round picks from them. I don't know.
Well, like,
Get a big
okay,
man.
a part of me kind of thinks
Or
the
even Giannis.
Mavs. A part of me thinks like Julius Randle might go to the Lakers again, like, because the Timberwolves
won't
don't
be-
want to get rid of him,
Right.
and that's a big man technically, right? Like,
Right. He's a solid 4 for sure.
I mean, he's not really. I don't think he has a center size, no.
Yeah,
he's a
but, like,
solid
He's
4.
like a
He's a-
forward,
who's in the
right?
market
He's a
though?
shooting
Who's on the
forward.
market?
I think Julius is a good idea. I
Orange
think
style.
Julius definitely is on the market. I think Minnesota is desperate to get rid of him, but then Minnesota's gonna want something in return. Like who you giving up? Because they have to replace that position player. I mean, unless you put Nas Reed in the starting lineup.
What if they get Rudy Gobert?
Nah,
I mean,
that's
I
over the
mean-
cap for him, right?
Listen, if they get rid of Rudy, I think Minnesota will be happy. They'll open the door for him. They'll walk him to the Lakers locker room to get rid of Rudy Gobert.
They would-
Guy
Well,
did- all he has to do is get rebounds.
yeah,
That's
that's
what-
true.
I don't think the money adds up with Rudy Gobert. That's what I'm saying with Julius Randle because he's on the expiring contract. It'll probably
Yeah.
be like Rudy Hachimura and like a couple of picks for him.
Yeah,
Because I think they're both on expiring deals. Rudy
Julius-
Gobert is just terrible.
yeah. He has a terrible contract. He has
There's
a
a
terrible
lot of
contract.
big men available this summer that are unrestricted
Right.
free agents. So
Like, what's the market now? What's the
Brooke
trade market now?
Lopez, Clint Capella.
Well,
Miles Turner.
Lopez is on his way out. Lopez, yeah, Miles Turner. That's to watch out for that guy. Where that
Clint-
guy's gonna go?
No, Clint
Naz
Capella's
Reid.
good too. Because Atlanta's like basically on a rebuild.
Steve
And
they're
Adams
stopping
is
him.
available.
Steven
But
Adams
Steven
is
Adams,
definitely
yeah,
available in Houston.
yeah.
He is definitely available. He's a backup, but I mean, they're
Morris
second
Wagner.
seed, so I don't know if they're gonna trade him.
Right. You
I don't
don't need a great center right now for you the Lakers. You just need somebody to plug in and play. That's it.
Al
You don't need
Horford's
no.
available.
I don't see Houston trading Steven Adams though. They're second seed. They're like smoking teams right now. I think
Yeah, they're
He's a
good.
free
They're not gonna
agent, though,
touch.
this summer. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, they could trade him.
Yeah.
Yes, they could.
We'll
Like a
see what they
rental.
can get. See what the market is for him. They might dabble in it. See
Lonzo
what
Ball's available. Interesting.
Yeah,
He-
Chicago's
he-
rebuilding.
Yeah.
They're blowing it up. They're like
good segue, by the way. Let's get to that. Let's get to that trade. Gary, you got the package on that deal for us. And it was De'Aaron Fox going to San Antonio.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Zach LaVine is going to Sacramento.
It was Zach LaVine, a couple of other players, 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. But like in reality, a lot of those first-round picks that the Kings got were pretty trash.
Yeah, it's true. It's gonna be trash. It's not gonna mean anything.
I think it was like Charlotte first protected this year.
Mhm.
The Spurs like 2027. So like
Yeah.
you have Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, and then
The NBA is just, if it's not a top 10 team, it's not a top 10 pick. Like it's really the draft doesn't. The draft picks don't even matter really.
All right, so you guys want to hear the
Like,
full
it's-
trade? It's a lot.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
All right, so the Spurs get Kings guard De'Aaron Fox and Kings guard Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Bulls guard Zach LaVine, Spurs guard Sidi Sikio, 2025 first round pick from the Hornets, 2027 first round pick from the Spurs, 2031 first round pick from the Timberwolves, 2025 second round pick from the Bulls, 2028 second round pick from the Nuggets, and a 2028 second round pick their own back from the Bulls. And the Bulls get Spurs forward Zach Collins, Spurs guard Trey Jones, Kings guard Kevin Hunter, and their own pick 2025 pick back from the Spurs.
So swap with picks pretty much,
Yeah, a
but
lot of pick swapping, but yeah.
yeah. Sacramento they got a good deal on that one when it comes to picks though. They got a lot of picks.
so yes, those picks are low key gonna be like mid-20s anyways. So it
That
doesn't really
Charlotte pick
matter.
might be something though. That Charlotte pick might be
No,
something.
it's top 15 protected this year, and then after
Oh.
this year, it's just 2 second rounders.
Oh, okay.
So it's
yeah,
like,
it might
I
mean
guess,
nothing.
but I like what the Spurs did, and I like what the Kings did.
Yeah,
I think
those
the
are two
Bulls did
winners.
the worst thing in this
Well,
scenario.
they're rebuild. You clearly know that's a rebuild.
They got their own first round pick, which is fine. But other
Yeah.
than that, like I don't see why they trade Zach LaVine to the Kings. Like the Kings are still
Yeah.
competitive for the next
Mhm.
couple of years, and then the Spurs are just gonna be the Spurs. Like I don't know, like
Well, De'Aaron Fox does make them a better team. They're still a better team than they were yesterday. But again, it's the Spurs. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just
I mean, yeah, Wemby's like what 21. Like
yeah, he's just developing the kid. You know what I mean? He's gonna give him another 2 years, and then he'll be the face of the league.
So you guys think
Him and Luka.
that Trey Jones and Kevin Huerter are not as good as Zach LaVine?
No,
Not even together.
Kevin Hurt is a decent player. He's a good
he's a good
3 point.
shooter.
Yeah,
He's a
Okay,
shooter.
so-
he was pretty good. I mean, I had him in fantasy at one point, and he did fine.
Zach
for me.
LaVine's on a expiring, I believe now. Like it makes sense
Is
to
he?
trade him.
Maybe
Yeah, but
Or
then
it's like this year, or next year, he's on like a small contract. But his
Yeah, but-
contract was kind of stupid though. Like
yeah, he got like a max deal when he
Yeah.
wasn't even needed a max deal. They clearly overpaid for the kid, and he's also injury prone as well. So,
So,
like it's a good pick for them right now, but I don't see long term how this is gonna benefit because I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. Like where it comes to them, I don't know where that team fell off at. I don't know if it was coaching. But I think they're better now record wise since they fired Mike Davis, right?
they're 10th
Yeah.
right now. They're 10th right
Yeah.
now. So I
yeah,
don't
he's on a
know.
max deal until 2027. So
Yeah, no wonder nobody wanted him. They was trying to trade this guy like 2 years ago, and they couldn't find a deal because he signed a crazy ass contract.
yeah, he has.
Well, we're in the NBA where if you do just mediocre shit, you're gonna get a fucking $90 million deal. Look at OG and look
Yeah,
at
OG got
fucking-
200. You know what I mean?
Look at fucking Oh yeah, Levine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been averaging like 25 since he came to the Bulls.
Yeah, I know he's not a bad player. I'm just saying I think the Kings overall won the deal, won everything. But again, like I don't what's the word? Is this it? Like they gotta do more. Like this is not gonna give them if they're trying to this is not gonna get them over the hump. You know what I mean? Like if you're
It's gonna
making
be
if you're gonna make a trade, make a trade that's gonna be impactful, that's gonna get you at least into the playoff, not to play in. I still think it's a playing team to me.
Looking at the standings right now, the Kings are 10th, the Spurs are 12th, right? And obviously the Warriors are 11th, 24 and 24. The Kings and the Warriors are tied for 10th, I guess. The Mavericks are 9th, right? So
I think the Mavericks are gonna be top 5 when it's said and done. That's my bold prediction. I think the Mavericks are gonna be top 5, and I think the Spurs might actually get out of the play-in. I think they might make the playoffs.
They might make the playoffs. So you think the Lakers might slip then?
Yeah, I think the Lakers are gonna slip.
You think the Clippers might slip, or the Timberwolves might slip?
I think the Clippers are definitely pretenders. I think the Clippers could.
James Harden's cooking, bro.
Yeah, that's it. But he's gonna cook for a long time. Though he got to cook because the way that team is set up is either they're gonna ride him or they're gonna die. Pause.
Yep.
Like it's not looking. They're gonna have to ride him to the end. And he's up there. You know what I mean? He's in his mid-30s already.
He's pretty
That's a lot to
prone
actually
too,
do.
right? He gets injured
but
easily.
he's actually doing a lot better. This is actually one of his best years. But I mean, to get him into the playoff, he's gonna have to carry them. If you shut him down, if Kawhi give you at least 20 minutes, you know what I mean?
I mean, Kawhi, I think is playing now though, right? I mean, he's not doing the back-to-backs or whatever.
No, he's not doing back-to-back. He's on the Embiid regiment.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
He's on that Zion Williams regiment. Did you see that quote where he was like, "I work for the Pelicans. I don't play. I work for them."
Dude, he was the stupidest quote I've ever heard from this kid, yo. He's just stupid.
Want to hear something funny?
Are known Zion haters.
Yeah, bro. He was saying like, "Oh, I want to play every day, but they don't want to let me play." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, because your ass can't stay up."
And you should be
Then he was injured. He was injured the next day. He was sick the next day. I was like,
such an idiot.
Like, how about you give us 20 games in a row first before we could even give you back to back? Fucking
the
dirty.
Mavs gave up on Luka before the Pelicans gave up on Zion for the same reasons.
Man, listen, Brandon Ingram is gonna be interested, man. Whoever gets him should fucking throw. Like, I wonder, his price just went up.
To be fair with the Zion contract, if he doesn't weigh less than whatever the contract is or whatever, it's not guaranteed. So they can low-key like cut him,
right? Yeah, they can low-key cut him. Yeah,
but
with like, imagine the Mavs cutting Luka. Like that would be insanity. Like
they would never do that. That would be...
Bro, everybody.
I mean, you never know. That was a pretty stupid deal last night.
That was a stupid deal. Man.
That would actually be like, what are you doing? Actually,
bro, I don't give a shit if he's like fucking 100 or like over 200 pounds. Who gives a shit? The guy can still ball. Look at Joker.
He had to be fucking that GM's girl, bro. He had to be fucking that GM's girl.
Happen, bro.
There's some weird
something
we don't know.
beer that he had after that game. You guys know what I'm talking about.
The beer is crazy.
Yeah. The post-game beer. So I think people think that was like some of the reason why he was like, this guy's
bro.
A foul
and then
alcoholic.
You gotta they have to look at those Eastern Europeans that come from those crazy countries, bro. Look at Joker. They're built like that. Yeah, they built like that.
Yeah,
like that's Arnold Schwarzenegger where they come from, bro. That's The Rock where they come from.
They can drink and do whatever they want, and then just go lights out.
If any of you guys seen like a brolic Eastern European playing fucking basketball, like look at Arvydas Sabonis, the OG, one of the first European international guys. That's a Hall of Famer. He was fat and in his 40s, and he smoked cigarettes.
That was
in
the
the locker room.
That was the one thing that I was confused about when the GM was like, "We value defense." I was like, the best player ever to walk onto that court is Dirk Nowitzki. He barely played defense. I was just like, I don't understand this.
If you value defense, then you should have guys around your best player to play defense to shadow that guy that doesn't play defense.
They had a top 5 defense after the trade deadline last year, and they went to the finals, and they lost to the Boston Celtics, which was bound to happen. But
they beat OKC at full strength, bro. They beat them. they beat them with the same team they have now. They got a little better with play, but whatever.
You brought back the Mavs take. It's crazy. We were talking about the Kings.
Yeah, I know, but it just pisses me
It was
off.
so
like, how
bad.
Yeah,
stupid-
but this deal is
That's
worse
how-
than that Kings deal. I mean, so much.
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah,
Kings deal's like an alright deal.
So the thing about the Spurs is like, why pull the trigger now when the agent said like, oh, we're going to the Spurs in a couple of years. I like how the Spurs didn't trade one of their like key assets like Castle
Yeah.
or
yeah, I like
Vassell or
Castle a
whatever.
lot. Yeah, I like those.
And I'm
guys.
surprised like they
said
didn't.
Castle was untouchable.
Yeah, I'm
And-
surprised they didn't give up on like Chris Paul. Like they didn't like try to get any assets for him. But
No,
like
and he's been a benefit for Wemby. He's been a good, Wemby's like more disciplined now.
they got a
like,
bunch of
I-
guards now though. They got a bunch of guards.
I honestly thought Trae Young was going to end up being a Spur down the road. I really thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But nah, this is over now. DeAndre Fox. I think look, they're a better team. I think they're gonna be great. I think not great, excuse me, but I think they're gonna be in the playoffs, not in the play-in. I think I think the Lakers are gonna fall off. I think the Clippers are gonna fall off. The Kings, I'm 50-50 on. I don't know yet. Because they got two of the same players again. The Chicago guys again, DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
Oh
It's gonna be
god, yeah, I
Chicago.
just realized
Yeah.
that. What the?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
God.
you and your guys.
yeah, and then like they had, you know what we saw with Chicago. What's the difference now? They're the same team. They're just the
They're
Chicago
rebuilding.
Kings now.
They're rebuilding.
Yeah, they're the Chicago
They got the
Kings.
bonus.
They're the Chicago Kings now,
Chicago.
or the
Kings.
Sacramento Bulls. Yeah, Sacramento Bulls.
I got a spicy take, but I'll say it right now. If
Go
the
ahead.
Timberwolves slip and they don't make the playoffs, Anthony Edwards is leaving that team.
Is he up on
That's
contract? 'Cause I know he's up for an extension, right?
Controversial at all.
I think he's leaving. Like, I mean, he's shown signs of like not being happy here, but
He's up in
I
Minnesota.
also
What's he
have
gonna
a
be happy about.
I also have a destination for him. Though.
Where is
think he's
that?
gonna be
He is
gone.
going to be going to
market.
Houston. He is going to be a Rocket next year.
Homer.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
We have
Nah,
all the
uh-huh.
assets, and we have a lot of depth to make that trade happen.
Oh,
But
you're
the
talking about
Rockets have a
trade.
really good thing going. They really don't need anybody.
Yeah, you guys don't need to make any moves. You
No,
guys
we
got
need
Cam
we need that offensive punch, man, to like push over against Oklahoma. Like obviously in a 1-game series it's fine, but in a 7-game series Oklahoma is just gonna stomp out every team there is. Bro.
I would agree with you, but I want to see it first. I want to see them two go head to head, and then I'll be like, okay, then they might be one player away.
That's what I'm saying. Like after this
Yeah.
offseason, like they might just go all in and get Anthony Edwards because they like the Rockets were obviously going all in with Kevin Durant or Devin Booker, but like
Right.
if there's a possibility they can get Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards, I could see it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Edwards has a
they
big
put us in
contract, by the
position.
way.
Oh yeah, he's signing his extension, right?
But
Yeah,
Houston-
5 years,
Houston-
244 million. So
Houston doesn't have anyone that's on a massive contract, so they can take it. Pause, but like they have
Yeah,
to
they
probably
can.
trade like Jalen Green or something
Jalen
like
Green
that,
has
which
to be
makes
part of
sense.
that deal. Yeah,
Makes
Jalen Green has
sense
to be part of
though.
the deal.
Like they're both like the same age probably. So
what about
how do you-
Green and Seguin or whatever, like
Nah,
Siegel?
I think Sengun is our guy, bro. I think
Nah,
it'll
he's
be like
untouchable.
It might be Thompson though, right?
I think Amin Thompson and him are untouchable, and then
Mm-hmm.
probably like Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, and like 4 first-round picks for
I don't know.
Edwards.
Oh, okay, you throw the four first round picks. That I could see it, but I think they have to poach one of those big guys other than Jalen Green. It might be either Thompson
Or
Seguin.
Jabari
Actually,
Smith possibly.
Van-
Like
Oh,
know.
Jabari
VanVleet would
Smith, yeah.
actually be a good trade piece because he has a big cap hit, 42 million, similar to Edwards.
Yeah,
so-
he's the one with the big contract on that team, right?
Yeah, he
It's
is.
just
yeah,
He
him,
has the
right?
biggest
him
contract.
and Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
and
Brooks is second.
And they get rid of Dylan
But it's
Brooks.
half of what Van Fleet.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks is
of
fine.
Van
I
Fleet.
think Dylan Brooks is great for that team because he's giving them a spine, even though
Mhm.
he's soft.
He's
in
a
real
wing.
life.
Like
Yeah.
this era of NBA, you just get a bunch of wings and just like
Yeah, you got
There
to
you
stack
go.
up on wings. You got to stack up on wings. Even the Knicks are trying to do that now with whatever they got money left they got going on. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw out some names for you guys, and you guys let me know where they're gonna get traded to and what's gonna cost them. All right, I got a good. This will be a fun one. I'll start off small. Pause. Bradley Beal, where he goes? He stays or he going?
China. Send that man to the Philippines. I don't know, man. That he has a no trade clause. Him and LeBron James are like the only two guys that have a no trade clause in this league.
Why are
And
you
it's
giving him a
insane.
no trade clause? It's hilarious.
I
What
don't
GM
know.
did that?
Washington.
Was
How's he
Washington,
doing
right?
this year?
He has people say he has the worst contract in sports history, not NBA, sports history.
Oh, yeah, I can see
That's
it now.
insane. It's like 54 million a year, and he's coming off the bench.
Yeah, he's a bench player now. Go figure. And
I remember he used to be like really good, and now I'm like, he's still around.
I personally think they might just package him or send him off with what's the center name that he's riding the bench with now? Nurkic. Package him, send him to Miami and get Butler.
Hey, there's
I
people
can
in this
see him going to
call.
Miami.
There's people in
Yeah.
this call that said Nurkic is better than some players in this call. I'm looking at you, Kev.
Kev,
Nurkic-
how
Defend
dare
yourself,
you?
Nurkic-
Kev.
Did
Well,
Miami legalize anything yet? What's going on?
Yeah, I
not
think
Miami,
you said he was top 10 center. I believe.
Well,
I believe you
yes.
said that.
I think Nurkic. Well, at the time he was a top.
Oh, at the
10
time
That
now.
was last year, by the way. That was
But then-
last year, brother.
Are they legalizing shit in Houston now over there, bro?
Oh,
They
God.
legalizing
Yeah, you
shit.
smoking the doobie?
No,
Yeah.
shut up. Oh boy, no. I mean, I think he's a good center. He could go to Lakers. Nurkic. I could see him in the Lakers.
That's not bad.
The Lakers will make sense too. I see him go. But again, I think if I'm Miami, I might as well just get Bradley Beal and count my losses. And
Yeah.
get Butler out of there. You gotta get
'Cause-
Butler out of there.
Cause Jimmy Butler, you have like basically 2 more years, or like a year and a half, right?
Yeah, 'cause he's due for an
this year and
extension,
next
right?
year. This
Yeah.
year and next year. Bradley Beal has like 4 or 5 more years on his contract.
That's
He
Miami's
has 3
problem.
more
That's
years.
Pat Riley's
3 more
problem.
years.
It's 3 more
And
years.
it's $50
3?
million cap hit. Yeah, 3 more years, $50 million cap hit. So
Yeah, you're
How the
not.
hell-
You're not.
Yeah, you're not
taking
gonna
that,
get rid
no.
of that.
yeah,
Who would take
he
that?
did waive his no trade
Chicago.
clause for the
Chicago.
Phoenix.
Oh,
You go to Chicago.
Yeah.
But I don't think he
No,
wants to.
I don't want him.
I don't think he wants to go to Chicago. That's the problem. I think
Yeah,
he wants to
he's
like
gonna
go
want
to.
to
I
win.
don't want him to come to Chicago.
I mean, his best gonna be a losing team, and he's gonna waive all his. He's gonna keep his no trade clause if he wants to like
No,
Chicago.
he has to go to a bad team, like with that big of a cap hit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
the ones
contract.
that have for him. It's true.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like any other sport where like they could just take some of the deal, like a Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
I mean, like
no.
not Kirk Cousins, like a Russell Wilson deal.
They can
Where
buy him
Denver,
out,
he's-
or they can like
Yeah.
waive him and like kind of like stretch out the payments or whatever. Pause. Like how Luol Deng was like with the Lakers. Like Luol Deng's contract just ended.
It just ended, right? Yeah, I think it ended like that.
So I think Chicago can do that. They can just get him, buy him out, and then he might go to the Lakers. Who knows? You know, he might hit the free agency. So
It might make
Yeah,
sense at the
he's-
end of his contract though, instead of like now. You know, in like
Yeah,
a
because that's
year or
still
2.
front loaded. He's still getting a lot of money now, and he's still
Like-
early in his contract, right?
But yeah, he's
Yeah.
in the middle of it. So in like 2 years, if he's traded, that would be good because then it's like a.
And
you're
If
gonna
I'm
get, like,
if I'm a
for
team next
150
year,
million
if he's
a year.
yeah, if I'm a team next year, I'll definitely pull the trigger on it. Not this year.
Yeah, not this year.
the
definitely
problem-
not.
I think the problem is that Kevin Durant's due for a contract soon as well, and
Yeah, but he's gonna be on some 1 year shit, man.
he's pushing for Jimmy because he wants to sign the extension, and then the Suns are on the second apron. And second apron is like
already. Yeah,
hell. Like if the Mavs traded Luka not to go to the second apron, imagine the Suns who are already in the second apron.
gonna take an apron. Yeah, I don't know where Bradley Beal could go. Either way, I think they might have to package him with Nurkic if you want to get something in return of value. I don't know. That was just a 2-stack team, man. That team was just overly stacked for no reason. And Durant, we'll see what happens with him and his
He's a free
injuries
agent
during the playoffs.
2026.
Yeah, so
He co-
2 years
Oh.
technically.
Yeah.
All right. So what about Brandon Ingram and maybe Zion? Because they're gonna have a fire sale in New Orleans for sure. Like they lost, what's the point guard? He lost him for the year. He's done
Murray?
with that Achilles injury. Yeah,
Devontae
Devontae Murray's out for the year. So they're gonna have a fire sale. Where do you think Brandon Ingram's gonna go?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Who's he gonna
Whoa,
I
sign
think
with?
he needs
He's
some
a free
help.
agent.
Wait, what happened?
He's a free agent, Brandon Ingram.
Really?
Yeah. He's
This
gonna
year,
Oh.
sign
like
with-
after the year.
So
yeah, and
Detroit
the
wouldn't make sense, bro. I would wait till if I'm Detroit, I'll wait till next year and just sign him out
No,
right.
I like
sign
that
him
move.
outright.
No, I like that move. You trade Tobias Harris to get and get
If
rid
you
of that
could.
contract.
All right. If
No,
you
you,
could.
you get a
If you
second
could,
round pick and Tobias Harris, and then make it work. I don't know.
I'll pull
or a
that trigger.
future
I'll
first
pull
round.
it. Yeah, I like that deal. That could
It's
get
not
done.
bad.
That's not a bad deal at all. I like
And then
that
you,
deal.
you either just try to like hope that he extends after just playing in the playoff for like the first time in like 90
Yeah.
years, I don't know, or you just let him walk and then just have cap space now.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good deal because I had him going to like a contender for 1 year as a rental, and then just kick dust off on him. Like he would have been perfect for like any of the top 5 teams in the East for sure.
I have a spot for him. I have the Nuggets.
The Nuggets need anything. If he could go
You-
to the Nuggets,
you-
man, they
you
just
get
one
rid of
player
that.
away.
You get rid of that.
Ingram on the Nuggets.
You get
What
rid
are
of
you
that
giving
Michael
up?
Porter Jr. You get rid of that Michael
Oh
Porter Jr.
yes, get rid of him. You gotta
And
get
you
rid
get
of him.
you get probably Ingram and like someone else, and then you probably just
throw
trade
in,
away
yeah.
a first round pick or whatever, and like try to clear up some cap.
Yeah,
and
because
then-
Denver's not gonna be bad for a long time. They're not gonna. They could give away some picks like nothing for
you
sure.
might get
I
Bruce
like that.
Brown back too. You know,
I think he's gonna be
like-
on a buyout market. I think he's gonna be probably a buyout market. Like,
he has
you know those
20 million, I think, on contract. So I mean,
Yeah.
like Brandon Ingram's like on his whatever teens, whatever. So you kind of fill in the
Bro,
cap.
I like the Denver. I think Denver. I'm with you on Denver. I like that. Get rid of Michael Porter. You go to Denver, give him be around a winning franchise. You know what I mean? Why not? Then why
You
not
guys don't think
resign him?
Michael Porter's good?
I don't think he's good at all. I think he's a waste of space.
I think
and
he's good, but he's overvalued right now for his contract. I think
I
he's just
agree.
insane.
A change of scenery will probably be good for him.
True.
And since
I like-
and then the situation with his brother fucked everything up on him.
Both
Yeah,
of his
that's
brothers,
true.
right? One of them passed away, and one of them was
He's
gambling.
like gambling, yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Those text messages.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Brandon Ingram to Denver. What you guys think?
Yeah,
I
Denver
say
is.
Detroit. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
Detroit.
if I'm Detroit, man, I'll wait. I'll just wait till he comes
Yeah.
free and just sign him.
But yeah, like Cade, he needs help. I hate the fact that he's wasting his career in Detroit and they're not
Well,
giving
look,
him any help.
Listen, people who live in Detroit, and Garrett knows this very well. My feelings towards Detroit. Anybody who lives in Detroit is wasting their life in Detroit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Top
But we
5
need
worst cities.
Detroit.
I could buy a house right now in Detroit.
We need Detroit to be a good team again. Remember the bad boy Pistons. Come on.
Yeah, but it's the city of Detroit. You know what I
Dallas
mean?
and the Palace,
Yeah,
baby.
it's getting better.
Is it?
I mean, what seed is Pistons?
I think they're a playing team right now, right? I think
Yeah.
so.
They're not too bad.
They're
They
not bad.
are the 7th right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, not too
where's
bad.
Philly at, by the way?
Philly is number 11.
Wow.
Yeah, Philly.
19 and 29, Philly.
I feel so bad for
Sheesh.
Maxey, man. He deserves better.
Yeah, that's
Man.
another good.
Yeah,
Imagine-
25 points.
That team.
Game mode.
Yeah, I'm so happy the Knicks didn't go after fucking Paul George. When I heard that rumor, I'm like, kill yourself. Don't do it. Don't ever do it.
Imagine
Don't
having
ever-
the same amount of PTO as Joel Embiid, man. 400 games. 400 games he didn't play.
Jesus Christ.
Insane.
Guy's been
But he
blast.
played every game in the Olympics, which is weird.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
He
Wow.
played
You didn't have to do much on that team.
right, but
Yeah, I
then
think
why
they got
even-
bounced in the first round, right? So it doesn't matter.
That's terrible. I don't know what the hell Joel Embiid is like. He's whoever tried to. He's on a max. He's on a max deal, right?
Joel Embiid, yeah, he got the Jokic contract.
Oof.
That's-
You don't even deserve this MVP.
Yeah, Jokic is. Yeah,
I
Jokic
think he's a good player. He just
Who?
Embiid? Joel Embiid.
He's
I think he's a
overrated
good
too.
player. When
Yeah,
when
for
healthy,
5 games.
when he plays.
when healthy, he's a top 3 center. I could. Listen,
There's only one better player. There's one
Nah.
better center than him. It's Jokic. It's other.
Yeah,
there's no
I
one
got.
well, I
got-
got.
Yeah,
Carl Anthony Towns.
No, that's what I'm saying. I got
Wow.
Jokic.
Oh,
Not yet.
No,
not
no,
yet.
no.
I'm
I got
telling you.
Jokic. I got Jokic, Cat, Anthony Davis, and then whoever after that. Cat is having an unbelievable year.
Anthony Davis.
Wemby is probably
Nah,
better than.
I gotta see
Anthony
Wemby in the playoffs before I say something about that, man. He's second year in. We're
I didn't say
losing
nothing
him
about
so
Wemby.
hard.
I didn't say nothing about Wemby. I said Jokic, Cat, Davis, and whoever you got after that. I don't care. But those are my top
Did you see
three.
what he did to Giannis the other day?
I
He
understand.
beat him the whole day.
Yeah,
I
but Wemby
understand,
still.
but-
Shots on Giannis.
Listen, the
we
talent
need to
is-
see him in the playoffs rather than
Yeah,
the season.
yeah,
If
he's a
he's an in-season
talent.
merchant, that's by all means. He's just gonna be another James Harden, but 7 feet tall. Fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
could
need
be a
to see him.
Fair.
you
Go
could be
for
a
it.
top 3 center and not make the playoffs.
I mean, what's the
I
point
don't.
though?
Yeah.
It's like a
You
quarterback
You could be a
that
top 3
doesn't
center in the
make
league and not
playoff-
make the
doesn't make
playoffs.
Now look at DeMarcus Cousins back in the day.
Yeah, but he
That
had
is
two
true.
good years. He got 2 good. He had to give you 2 good years, maybe 3. But he was in Sacramento, so it's not his fault.
You can't do Boogie like that.
Now Boogie was good when he was healthy.
He was
but I didn't-
good. He was.
Yeah,
he,
but
he was up
the
there.
league passed him by, man. The league passed him by.
That is true.
He
Yeah.
tore his Achilles,
Yeah.
bro, and it's just over
Yeah.
after that.
And he didn't have a. Everybody, all the centers already. He was in a boy. He came in a different era. He should have been. If he was in the early 2000s, he would have been dominant.
He would have been like Rasheed Wallace or Ben Wallace, basically.
Probably, yeah, just above them. Yeah, for sure.
'Cause
I
he would
agree.
just like give a bunch of texts. He'll get a bunch of
Mhm.
texts as well.
I like Boogie's game, but he was just in the wrong era. He was in the wrong era.
2 other teams I see Brandon Ingram go to is the Pacers and the Bucks. I'm not gonna lie. Pacers turned around their season. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Miles Turner. It's gonna cost him Miles Turner.
Isn't he a free agent? I thought he was a.
Well, they're shopping him because they don't know if they can bring him back.
Thought he was a.
I
free agent
think-
this year.
I heard Ben Mathurin and him are available.
See, here's the problem though. Like, why would you want to get Miles Turner back if you're the Pelicans? You're the second worst team in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably
just
gonna,
stack
like-
up on picks, right? You just want to pick.
Yeah, so you're probably just gonna get picks and probably flip Miles Turner to like the Lakers or something like that.
a 3-team deal. Yeah,
The
you have
Bucks
to make a
trade
package.
will be interesting because you're probably gonna give up
Middleton.
Yeah. So that offense would be insane.
Yeah,
be
Miles Turner
game-
is a free agent after this season, so
Yeah.
it would be a rental.
So it'll be a rental. It'll be a rental. Am I giving up Middleton for a rental?
That changes it.
No,
Middleton
I'm saying
has
for
been
Brandon
playing
Ingram. I'm saying
good.
for Brandon Ingram.
For Brandon Ingram, but that's 2 rentals then, right? They're renting
So-
rentals for a rental.
So yeah, it would be Ingram going to
the.
the Pacers, which
Mhm.
would be a playoff contending team, and he might
Mhm.
extend there. Like, I don't think there's expensive contracts on the Pacers. So
Mm-mm. I
not
think
bad.
that's it'll look good on that team. I just don't want it because as a Knicks fan, I don't want to see that shit.
I understand, but
I don't want him nowhere near because he's really good. But I don't want to see it. But it makes sense. It would make
I
sense.
like
A
the
rental for a
Nuggets
rental.
move, but I don't think the Pacers will trade to the Nuggets because it's West on West. So
No, Pacers in the East. Pacers in the East.
I mean, the Pelicans are on the West. I don't see Brandon Ingram, who's on the West, get traded to the Nuggets, who's also on the West End Conference.
But why would they even care?
Wow.
That team is in a rebuild anyway. That team is going to be rebuilding around Stanley, Zion, and Devontae Murray.
Yeah.
So you
but
might
I
as well-
don't
who
know.
cares?
Actually, they have 2. At least.
There's always a thing where like teams don't trade in their own conference because they don't want like other people to be competitive and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, look at
Makes
again.
sense.
Not to go back. It's not to go back again. But look, I bet you every GM now is looking at the Luka deal. I'm like, anybody can fucking go. Let's see what we can get for whatever. Like if that's what it took to get Luka, then like let's see if what we can get for Giannis. What we can get for anybody.
Jimmy
even
Butler
like-
is
even-
tight.
But we
Yeah.
can't ignore the fact that AD is worth a couple first round picks too. He's not like a. He's
32,
nobody.
bro.
It's 32.
He's
Bro,
right?
32.
But
32.
AD is a good player. Like Josh said, he's
Yeah,
in the top 3.
Luka-
Yeah.
Luka's a great player, then, dude.
Yeah, I get
He's
that.
top
But
3.
like,
But it's a
Listen,
different position.
I know.
isn't it? They're different positions.
It's a
We're comparing apples to oranges here.
Right, but let's say, if 25-year-old AD and 25-year-old Doncic was in that same frame, then that's a fair deal to me. It would have been.
I don't
deal
know,
to me.
man. Luka started off his season like dropping 30 bombs on people. He had 62 points like last year.
Right, but remember,
73.
73, even better.
But remember, Anthony Davis came with the hype. He was the number 1 overall pick, so he lived up to his expectations. So
Luka should have been the first overall pick, and we all agree on that.
yeah, Luka's a generational talent. But again, if they were drafted in the same time frame and you want to trade them both, and let's say they're both 25 years old, that's a deal. I wouldn't care for that deal because
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. But
yeah, it would have been a bad deal.
for, like the now situation, like Luka's a cornerstone guy. You have him for another like 15 more years if you think about it.
Easily, at least 10. At
least
least 10. Yeah, at least 10. It's again, the Lakers are gonna eat shit for this year and maybe next year. I don't
Unless
think so next year.
again, that's what I'm saying. Like if the Mavs said they were thinking like, oh, Jokic is like Luka's going to go to the Nuggets or whatever, or like Luka's going to retire early, because I could see those European players like just retiring early because I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah,
I just
Jokic
wanna
could look
attend
like
my
he
horses.
got his ring.
Yeah.
Jokic.
He got his ring. He has his MVP. He's got his ring. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He might go down as the greatest center of all time. I mean, what was the what's the motivation to keep going? I could retire in like 34 and fucking live my life in Siberia, where the fuck he come from, and be fine, live his life there.
Is he a Hall of Famer right now? If you're
Yes,
retired right
Yes.
now?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Jokic is a Hall of Famer in a heartbeat, 100%.
Kay disagrees. I know. I see
No, no,
it.
no, no, no.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Dude.
he won 2 MVPs, right? He
Okay.
won
Yeah.
a ring. Like, I mean, there's worse players in the Hall of Fame right now. That's in the Hall of Fame. So,
That is
Well,
true.
He's
let
gonna
me
be
tell you
MVP.
something. Let me say something about Jokic, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna go down as one of the
Yeah.
greats for sure. One of the
Mhm.
greats for sure.
but
He's
like,
he's already a gold status.
Now, do you put him above Shaq?
right now,
He's
no.
he's more versatile than Shaq. Shaq was so one dimensional, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he was just
Yeah, but
playing
Shaq
bully
was so
ball.
dominant, man.
Yeah, he was
He was
dominant,
Shaq
but
was
that
so
was his
dominant
era.
when he did, but-
Yeah,
Look
What-
at the
still
competition he had.
yeah. What do you think?
matter.
If Shaq was in this era, would he be dominant?
Yes,
Probably.
You think
Nah.
so?
yes.
I
I
don't.
don't think
I
so.
don't. I think
Bro,
because
there's
like the
only,
game
like,
has
2
changed
Maybe not on
to where
Cause he-
centers are shooting threes.
Maybe not.
Right,
On
that's what I'm saying, like,
defense.
he-
not on defense. He wouldn't.
He'll
be.
dominate offensively, but with the new
Defense,
rules and
he-
stuff like that, he'll get called for
Nah.
charging and all that shit.
No.
I think
Yeah.
he'll still be dominant regardless, man. Because like,
Ah,
there's
not
no
on
big man
defense.
that can guard his ass
But
other
the-
than Jokic and like maybe Joel Embiid. I don't really see
Not
anyone like,
But
because
then
everyone
First
goes,
half.
everyone
how is he
runs
gonna
small
guard?
ball. Everyone runs small
Right.
ball now these days.
Exactly, and that's what will hurt him though. That will hurt Shaq because he have to go on the 3-point line and guard somebody.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
his
mean,
Yeah.
defense would be very weak, I think, and then his
Yeah,
offense would still be pretty strong.
I'm not disagreeing with you as offensive wise for sure, but defensively he's gonna take a hit.
Yeah, because he was known for his blocks.
hmm
That's what he was really.
Like he could score all the
defense.
points he want playing bully ball, but I don't know. I'm not saying right now I wouldn't give Jokic the edge over Shaq. That's a different era kind of talk. But right now, I think if you put Jokic in Shaq's era, Jokic would be fine. He wouldn't be maybe as great as he is now.
he'd be like Sabonis basically, right?
Yeah, he'd be like Sabonis. I think he's the evolution of Sabonis.
Right.
Sabonis came in the league so late in his career.
Yeah.
If he was, imagine if Sabonis came in and is like young when Jokic came into the league. Oh my God.
I mean, you would have Sabonis, who's on the
Yeah,
Kings.
you would have Sabonis. Yeah, with Jokic pretty much.
Hey, so
Jokic-
Sabonis on the Kings has been playing pretty good
Yeah.
ball.
No, he's good. He's good. But
He
come on,
was
I'm talking
another
about
all-star.
his
Oh,
dad.
yeah.
His dad was really
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Can we
But-
talk about how Tyler Hero got in an All Star, then LaMelo Ball and
Trey Young.
Trey Young?
Well,
That
I
is
think
insane.
it got to be because of
I
the
don't
record,
think-
right? It's got to be the record, right?
The Heat are 6, which is 24 and 23, and the Hawks are 22 and 27, which is 9th.
Oh, nice.
So they're 2 games away. They're not like that insane. I understand the Hornets thing because LaMelo Ball is they're 12th and 34.
Luka arrives in LA. He
Yeah.
just arrived in LA.
Is Luka an All Star? He's starting, right?
Is he?
I don't know.
He hasn't played yet. He's been out since Christmas. He's out
But
22 games.
they consider All Stars if they're even injured. Like I
Oh,
know
yeah.
Anthony Davis is coming off the bench, and that's gonna be nasty work. Seeing that
Yeah.
jersey on him,
It's gonna be weird, right?
that's gonna be nasty.
It could be weird seeing.
It's like the
Luka in
Klay
a
Thompson-
Lakers jersey.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like the Klay Thompson Mavs jersey. It's like, like,
Yeah, it's just weird, right? It just looks weird.
I got used to it though. Klay Thompson
I
on the
mean,
Mavs.
you're from there, so
Yeah,
you
same.
see them
Yeah.
every day.
Oh, he's not
Yeah.
an all-star. Not an all-star.
Luka's not an All Star. It's
No.
crazy.
Yeah, it's remember.
I
other
mean, like
than-
he didn't play that much.
yeah, but again,
So
and it's a fan vote too. But pretty much everybody in Texas just voted for him. Apparently, that's it.
Luka has a whole ass country voting for him, and we don't
Yeah.
get him as an All Star.
LaMelo
Yeah.
was #1 in fan voting, and he's not in.
Yeah. That's
Which is weird. Which is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
LaMelo should be there. I could argue against
I don't
for and
think-
against Trey. I don't care for Trey really. Like it doesn't matter if he's in or out. But LaMelo should definitely be in there.
Therese
I mean,
Maxey not
Trey
an
are-
all-star either.
What happened?
Therese Maxey isn't an all-star either, and he
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
carries
that's
the
bad.
76ers.
He's
Like-
carrying them on his
Yeah.
back. Yeah, he might need. But in his case, he might just deserve not to be this. He could just rest up. You have to carry them for the second half
Yeah, he
anyway.
has to carry them around the whole season.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Curry should have been an All Star, and I don't think
Neither do
Jalen
I.
Williams. I don't think Jalen Williams should have been an All Star either. That was a
Luka-
surprise pick.
Jalen
for
Williams
me.
didn't bother me. That didn't surprise me. Steph Curry shouldn't be though, for sure. But that's just more
Over
like
Luka though. I don't know, man.
Look, Luka hasn't. The argument on Luka, whether you agree or not, is he hasn't been playing that much. He played.
Yeah, he
Okay,
played
what about
22 games.
Jalen Green? He's been popping off recently.
He's not an all-star. He's not an all-star. No,
Nah,
he's
I
been on
mean,
reserve.
Sengun is, but he's not an
Thank you,
all-star.
yeah.
So Jalen Green, I think, should be in. Green is
I don't
having
know.
he's living
Jalen
up to his
Green's been
potential now.
really inconsistent.
Sabonis should be in and starting.
Wow, Sabonis isn't in. You're right.
Yeah, Sabonis
That's
isn't in.
wild.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
who are you gonna start him over, LeBron or Kevin Durant? Because you're not gonna start him over Jokic.
But Durant is having a down year, man. That's that legacy shit. That's
He's
where
averaging
this is-
27 points a game. I don't know if that's a down year.
That's a down year
insane.
for him. That's a down year for him, man. That's a down year for
He's
him.
34 years old, averaging
That's a
27.
down year.
That's
LeBron is
insane.
47. LeBron is 50 years
LeBron's
old, bro.
averaging 24.
But LeBron is in his 40s. That's
LeBron's
different.
LeBron, bro. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna give him it. He's like a shoe-in.
Do you not want people to watch the All-Star game? You better have.
No one's
LeBron.
gonna watch the All-Star game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not watching
I
it
only
either.
like the
But
dunk contest. That's the only part I like.
But did anyone
That
watch the
Pro Bowl
NFL?
was disgusting.
I like
Yeah,
that.
did
I
anyone watch the
this one.
Pro Bowl today? No.
Oh, it was
No,
I
bad.
watched
God,
parts
no,
of it.
no.
That shit was
I forgot it was
disgusting.
even on.
Wow.
Dude, it was the loneliest day of my life today. I felt so naked, like no football. I felt so.
One more week.
It's about
Yeah,
to
I was like,
come- it's about
dude,
to
man,
come to an
I'm gonna
end.
have. This is crackhead withdrawals. I'm gonna go through next week, man. After next week, I'm gonna be like a crackhead. Like I need my fix,
or
man.
at least like 3 weeks. Because
I mean-
baseball's not gonna start till then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball's in 3 weeks, but also like technically the XFL is coming back, or whatever it's called now, the
Yeah.
UFL.
I never watched an XFL game in my
Keep
life.
it.
I
Bro,
watched a few games.
COVID XFL
okay.
was peak, bro. I'm telling you right now.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, that was
COVID,
when it was good.
That's when it was good. I agree. Yeah, I will watch XFL just to get a fix, but that's about it, man. Just to get a fix. I watched the first half and all right, I think I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'll use it
Yeah,
as background.
All right, boys.
Oh,
we
man,
want
you
to wrap
have
it up. We've been going for over an hour.
Jesus, already?
Yeah, time
Yeah,
flies.
Jesus,
We're
Oh,
having fun.
37. Shit.
I wanted to do my Steelers take and my Houston take.
Oh,
but-
yeah,
Alright,
he has
go
a
ahead.
good. He has a. Yo, I have to hear
my
this.
Steelers take. All right, so I was watching. Okay, the Steelers take was I was watching them choking against. They were choking against the Ravens, right?
Mhm.
And I was telling my friend, I was like, maybe this will be the year they trade Mike Tomlin or fire him.
Mhm.
This guy hasn't won a playoff series in 8 years. You
Mhm.
know the
I
last.
mean,
Do you know who he beat the last time he won a playoff series?
No.
It was
I want to say, I don't know. Maybe
it was the Kansas City Chiefs, Alex Smith's Chiefs.
Oh, okay. I would have
so
never gotten.
This was
Mahomes.
before Patrick Mahomes. This is before
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. This was
Damn.
like, listen, I understand that he won 2 Super Bowls. That was 2009. So
but
you can
look at the
trade.
talent on his team.
Gary, we did talk about this. We did.
It was
like,
8
look,
years ago. You have 8
Yeah.
years and you can't build a talent.
Okay,
You had
here's
I
the
mean,
the
thing.
Lions who
that's
built
the-
more better talent. You had the Lions who built better talent in 3 years.
Right.
You
Mhm.
had the Chiefs that retooled and got Patrick Mahomes and got better. The Bills and the Ravens who got better.
Mhm.
And the Steelers couldn't do anything in 8 years.
I'll even say the Bills got worse and still made it this far. They lost the number one receiver and still overachieved. So like I look, we did you guys any of you guys at the beginning of the season had the Steelers even making the playoffs?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
No, right? All right. Here's my reason because me and Gary did talk about this. I suggested they should get rid of Mike Tomlin, but I think the only reason why he gets a free pass just this year is because with 2 different quarterbacks and he made the playoffs and they
I don't
were
want to hear it.
look,
I
I
don't
get it.
want to hear it.
That's the only reason I see that he's gonna get a free pass this year. I think
All right.
next year, all hands like it's over. It could be over for him.
This guy went 8-8 twice in the last 8 years.
Mhm.
8-8.
Basically Jeff
And
Fisher.
Mhm.
He's a Jeff
He
Fisher.
is basically.
and
Jeff
the thing
Fisher.
is, the quarterback scenario, you have 8 years. You could have had Lamar. You could have had Josh Allen. You could have had Patrick Mahomes. Those are top 3 guys right now.
I think he held
You're
on to
telling
Ben too
me-
long. I think Ben held him on too long. 'Cause
You're
when did
telling
Ben
me
leave?
Mike Tomlin, if you're Mike Tomlin, you walked out there and saw Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph and was like, those guys will make the Super Bowl. There's no way.
I mean, I don't think he has any say.
Yeah, I think.
Bro,
Yeah.
He has say, but like,
you don't think
Okay.
he has say when he was there for
Wait.
2000? He
I
has.
think K has a point.
I
I
think
think
it's
K
the
has a
GMs.
point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
No. I'm on K's side with this one. I think he should have. He definitely he's been there for he's been there pretty long.
He's the
He's
longest
definitely
tenure other than Andy
he
Reid.
should have
basically.
he has to have a stable with a quarterback for sure.
Yeah,
There's
If
no
Brian-
way.
but the GM
Yeah,
pulls the trigger, so I don't.
Yeah,
Think
the GM pulls
it's
the
not
trigger.
really
I would
his say. It's
It is a
GM
cheap
and
franchise.
The Chiefs didn't go out there, and they were not the 10th overall pick when they got Patrick Mahomes. They traded up to get him.
They traded up to Buffalo.
So why-
With Buffalo, by the way, twice. They did it with
That's-
Buffalo twice.
Again, you traded up and got your guy.
Yeah.
Why not trade up? Like, why are you so scared of like starting guys and trading up? Like, they honestly, I believe it, where they didn't start Justin Fields because they didn't want to trade that third pick. I think it was like conditional. If he started half the season, they trade a
Yeah, it
second
was
round pick.
it was a business decision because I'm pretty
like-
sure they would have kept the kid on for the
Can
rest
you
of the
get a
season.
franchise quarterback with the second round pick
Man,
this
I
year?
think-
No.
No,
So it's like-
no. I think
I don't
they
understand.
wash your hands of Russell Wilson, shit the bed with Justin Fields, and you might end up getting a decent pick at quarterback. That's what they should do.
But
They
who are
won't.
they gonna get? Like, are they gonna overpay for Sam Darnold this year? Probably.
No, I think they're gonna
They're
ride
gonna
Justin
do-
Fields. Pause. I think that Justin Fields is gonna be their guy. They're gonna bring him back, let Russell go, and ride this kid out to. And if they lose, you get rid of Tomlin. You start all over. You might even get rid of the GM. You start all over. New quarterback, new coach. Boom. There you go. Next year, you go for Arch, go for Manning. If I
But
have
then-
a Manning on the team next year,
But then the guy who's coming in has to deal with Justin Fields and has to deal with the TJ
No.
Watt extension.
no, Tomlin deals with him this year.
Right. But you're saying
Right.
give him one more, like a 1-year deal? He's not gonna take a 1-year deal.
Who's gonna sign Justin Fields to a multi-year deal?
Nobody.
The
right
Giants, the Jets,
now.
the
No.
Vikings.
No, the Giants will give him a 1-year deal. Giants got a top 3 pick. They're going after a quarterback or Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
The Raiders might do it.
Raiders, because I can see the Raiders doing
The
it. but
Titans might do it. I don't see
but
the
I think-
Titans drafting a quarterback this
I
year.
I
think
think
the-
Tom Brady will make that decision.
I think Tom Brady's going to end up picking Russell Wilson to the Raiders. I think Raiders and Wilson is a lock, almost a lock.
I mean, they could draft somebody.
For the Raiders,
No.
This is
Yeah,
a weak.
well,
This
what
is a-
pick
They,
are
they
they?
have they have the 7th round pick. I
Yeah,
mean, the 7th
they're-
overall.
this is a weak draft, man. Unless this is a 2-man first round draft with a front loaded second
Watch out.
round quarterbacks.
Watch out for Jackson Dart.
Dart,
He-
yeah, I wanted the
he's-
Giants to get him.
He's a
Jackson
3rd
Dart is
round
good.
pick.
Nah, he's a
third
second round pick. He's raw. He's raw. I give you that.
Him,
He's-
actually. That's what
I
I've
think
been
he's
hearing.
gonna slip.
Yeah,
think he's a
Jackson
slip
Dart is
forward.
lit. I like his game, but he's very raw.
Yeah.
Pause. He's a raw talent. He got
Yeah,
arm
he's
though.
a senior. He's a senior.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
another place that Justin Fields might look into is Seattle. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Maybe.
I
Geno-
think if
He
he's
has
got
a lot of options, so I don't think
Look.
the Steelers is his only option, in my opinion.
I mean,
but like
Steelers
again,
the Steelers might be the only team that offer him a starting job, though.
Yeah.
He could
he's
back
gonna
up
wanna
for-
start. He's gonna want to start.
Yeah, he's gonna
Like-
want to start.
Yeah.
He's not
I-
gonna start in Seattle.
in my
Yeah,
opinion, the
Geno will
realistic point of view for the Giants, you get Justin Fields and you sit someone behind him for a couple of years and just let him.
I
let
wanted
him
that
work.
this year. I wanted the
understand.
Giants to get him and then shit the bed and then get them where they at. Either way, it's still happening. Either way, they've got a top 3 pick anyway.
Yeah.
So it ended up
But-
working in my favor regardless. But I wanted Justin. Gary knew this. I wanted Justin Fields from the jump. Pause. I wanted him to be the Giants quarterback going into now last season.
My mindset with the Mike Tomlin firing was this year was like a really good coaching hiring like situation. You fire Mike Tomlin, they were still in the playoffs, so like the Ben Johnson trade didn't happen or the pickup
Mhm.
didn't happen, and Mike Vrabel wasn't already a Patriot.
Mike Vrabel,
So
he was going to be the Patriots regardless.
I think he was
That a
locked
lot.
in,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
if the Steelers fired Mike Tomlin or traded him away, like every coach would look at the Steelers as a first destination because
Yeah,
they're the only team that let go of their head coach in the playoffs, and they have a top
Mhm.
3 defense.
And
So like, if you're Ben Johnson, you're
established
looking at
franchise
that
too.
team,
And
and
they're a
obviously,
well-run franchise. They're a well-run franchise too.
as well as like, I know like the Bears tried to trade for Mike Tomlin and they shut it down, but like
Mhm.
if Mike Tomlin went to the Bears, Ben Johnson will probably go to the Steelers, which would have been an insane take.
Insane, yeah. And he's an offensive guru. That would have been sick to see. And then they
He
draft
has
a
a-
wide receiver.
Draft a wide receiver, re-sign Justin Fields, and let it work.
Yeah,
Or-
sign the
or-
kid. Yeah.
You swap your. I think the Steelers have the 21st pick. You swap the Bears pick, which is the 10th. Get Austin Gentry, make him your Gibbs running back, and then get Justin Fields. Get a second round wide receiver, and just pop off. That would have been a great Steelers
He's
team.
gonna go to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that running back is going to the Cowboys. I don't see him going past the Cowboys. You have to jump over the Cowboys to get that running back. I think Dempsey is definitely going to the quad.
Rumors he might come to Houston.
Nah, Mixon is established. Mixon is established.
I don't see him going to Houston at all, but I don't see him going to the Cowboys either because that man, Jerry Jones, is talking about glory holes and fucking whatever.
By the way, that's an oil term. That's an oil term. Glory hole.
Oh, the oil glory hole?
Yeah, it's an oil related term. It's really funny though that he uses it because he knows that it sounds like really like bad.
Yeah, it's fucking
Him,
depends
Watson,
on
and Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Him, exactly. Watson, and Justin Tucker are talking way too much right now.
Yeah, they're too much around the oil fields.
Massage parlor, just like.
Bro, you're a kicker. Who need what are you getting your foot rubbed? Like what the fuck is going on?
He gets more than a foot rub.
His groin rubbed.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, out of all places, crazy.
Again, like chick with crabby smelling hands. So I want to hear you say you had a CJ Stroud take as well.
I did have a CJ Stroud take, and I think I was happy with it.
Here we go.
This is the worst quarterback draft class there is right now, right? For the last couple of years, right?
I'm not blaming him for this year though, man. That line is terrible.
I'm saying like the draft class. I'm saying like the Sanders draft class, right? So a lot of teams need quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, it's a shitty quarterback draft for sure.
You shop CJ around. And if you have an option to get 4 first-round picks or 3 first-round picks, you can make that happen, and you can draft
do it.
The Raiders, the Giants, 100% the Giants. You know that.
The Raiders will do it.
The Jets
first.
The Jets will, without a doubt, that owner will look at his CJ Stroud's Madden rating and will be like, pull the trigger, give him the ownership.
Yeah, he got a point there.
Titans might do it, but you're not going to trade. You're not going to trade CJ. Yeah. You could consider.
I'm with you with the Raiders. Are very desperate. No, Raiders are desperate. Raiders will definitely do it, and the Jets will do it because Jets are that fucking retarded. But no offense, Gary.
And Kevin.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the Raiders are definitely
on the same boat.
They need a new face for that team. They need a face of the franchise.
The only reason why I say the Giants as well, because CJ Stroud with neighbors will be elite. Elite.
Yeah.
So you pull the trigger on that, and Dable and their GM will get their jobs saved for another 2 years if they get CJ Stroud in that conversation.
I like it, but it's not in the Giants' pedigree to do it. I would do it personally. But I wouldn't. The
reason why I said trade CJ Stroud is because if you look at the team right now, Stingley is going to get $21 million. CJ Stroud is going to get $65 million. Nico Collins is going to make $30 million. And then Will Anderson is going to make $40 million. That is $200 million out of the cap. And the cap right now is $250. So you're going to fill out the rest of the 48 men for $50 million. You're worse than the Cowboys at that point because you're just going to sign people from college.
CJ's only in his second year, so he's still on a rookie contract. You don't got to worry about CJ for another 3 years, really, right?
Do you think the Houston Texans are going to win the Super Bowl in 3 years?
I had them. Listen, I had them in a finals against Kansas City this year.
They're not going to be. But like the free agency, everyone's going to look at the Bills, Ravens, the Chiefs. You're going to look at the Lions. You're going to look at the Bears because Ben Johnson.
But
you can look at the Vikings.
The Texans' problem is the line and their defense. The defense.
They also don't have cap space. They get Trey Smith.
Yeah,
the right guard for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
we don't have cap space either. By the way, we don't have cap space at all.
No, the Texans will have to do everything through the draft, or trade. They're gonna have to do some crazy. They gotta get creative, but they're not far off, bro. They're not really far off.
But like,
what saves them is they're in a shitty division too. That saves them.
Yeah,
so they don't really gotta do much.
That doesn't help anyone's case though. Like just having a shitty division, just like winning one playoff game and just being moved.
It buys you time. It buys you time though to rebuild. Yeah.
The Colts did it for years with Peyton Manning. They
gave up on Peyton Manning instantly. And they regretted it, which makes sense. But they
had Andrew Luck. They also
like the Peyton Manning thing was he broke his neck, so it was like kind of like confusing.
They was like, look, we don't know how long this guy's gonna stay upright.
But no $60 million plus quarterback has won a Super Bowl than Patrick Mahomes. So it's like,
and let's hope that continues. Let's hope that continues.
I mean, that's the reason they haven't won is because of Patrick Mahomes.
That's
No,
true.
yeah,
Joe
well,
Burrow. We're talking
But
about
that's a
Joe
one-off.
Burrow.
That's a
We're talking
one-off
about
free-
Justin Herbert. We're talking about Hurts. We're talking about Daniel Jones, apparently, right? Like technically,
Josh
if you want to think
Allen.
about it, Josh Allen,
Exactly. And who
Lamar.
has been winning the Super Bowls lately? The Chiefs.
Yeah, you got.
Sure, but again,
It's
So
it's the look when
Patrick
you look
Mahomes
at.
is stopping them.
Let me tell you
Patrick
something. Like
Mahomes is not making 60 million right now. He's making 50 something, but obviously when he resets the market,
he's underpaid quarterback of all time right now, man.
He's
He
still,
should be whatever.
he still has the biggest contract.
Yeah, he's still underpaid though. To me, he's underpaid still. You got to pay that guy. That guy should get his soda money. I know the
technically,
NFL will never do that.
technically he has the biggest contract because he has like a $15 million deal, but like
Yeah, his contract is as heavy as it is. It's still like team friendly ish, right?
It is.
Because it's
Yeah,
more like
most of
incentive
it's on the
based.
back end. I heard.
Yeah, it's like a back end deal, and he always
Yeah.
instructs it all the time because he's not a selfish asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
unlike
the thing
some
is, man,
Proud to
quarterbacks.
do that.
yeah, which is rare for quarterbacks. They get their money up front. Like the Bengals are gonna be fucked for a long time because you're gonna be tied to money for like 2 players on offense, 3 players maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They
And
should
they still
trade.
have a weak defense, a weak line. The Kansas City's gonna be great for a long time. They might not win every Super Bowl, but they're gonna be great for a long time.
The Bengals low key, they're not gonna sign T. Higgins because they have
No,
Trace,
he's gone.
Trey
He's the
Hendricks
odd man out.
is
Yeah.
next year.
Odd man out, easy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna like front load your team with 4 players, and then at that point, like you're like the Dallas Cowboys was scared to get Derrick Henry because they couldn't afford him.
10
That is
million,
insane.
bro.
They could
10
afford him.
million.
It was just
He was willing to
Yeah.
go for them for 1 year for 10 million. Jerry Jones has that in his back pocket.
So like
Stupid.
again, I don't know in the scenario of like I also believe that Patrick Mahomes might retire early because he's already like
Oh no,
Hall
he's
of
gonna
Fame
catch up.
level.
He gotta see. Yeah, he's
Nah.
gonna catch. He's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna be
Nah.
number. He has still got to get past Montana. He's got to get past
Nah,
Montana.
I feel like his
He's going-
family is gonna pull him and be like retire.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nah, he's going for number 2. He's a competitor. He's like Tom Brady, bro. They don't know when to retire.
if they ban like quarterback sliding, I think he might retire in a couple of years, man, because he's gonna get smacked around, dude.
Well, you can't breathe on him anyway. So like,
Yeah,
Right now he can, but like
Next year they're changing the rule.
the Tucker
The
got
replay apparently.
that Philly play that gotta go. That tush push gotta go.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta go. That's gotta go. I'm surprised nobody got injured from that. That looks like a painful
Also-
ass play.
The Commanders are a better future than the Houston Texans, in my opinion.
But they got a better future just over because they have so much cap space and they overachieved this year.
Yep.
So they got money to spend. They're gonna get a receiver and they're gonna build up that
draft,
defense.
By the way, it was through the draft they
Yeah.
rebuilt their team.
Through the draft, not the free agency.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why you trade for first round picks and get.
Yeah.
the draft.
Listen, I like what you're thinking with CJ, but I don't. If the Raiders and the Jets would definitely wouldn't even breathe on, they'll do it right away.
I would say don't do the Luka trade if you're CJ. Don't just get one first round. It's like you need the King's ransom. You need the King's ransom. You need like 4 or 5 first round picks and call it.
I mean, we did it before with Watson. We could do it again.
Exactly, and we're
Yeah.
better off without Watson.
You-
So
you
like,
need a team-
why?
yeah. You need a team like Cleveland to do some dumb shit like that. Cleveland might do it for sure.
Well, like,
Definitely
see-
do that.
The Jets might do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Cleveland
Jets
is
will
another
do
team
it.
that might do it for CJ. Honestly,
Yeah, Cleveland's the team that scares me right now
Yeah.
because they got that number 2 pick. I hope Sanders pull out Eli and be like, I'm not playing for none of y'all. Although I think Cam Ward is a better player overall.
so too. I don't know if Sanders is gonna be a good player. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be fine.
I heard his.
I think-
I heard
his workouts
the
were not
Giants
very
would
good.
prefer Ward.
Huh?
I heard his workouts were not very good. Sanders. from
Yeah,
what
I think
saw.
Cam's the overall better player, but I would rather if I had the number 1 pick, I would pick Cam number 1 because he has the
Yeah.
body for it. He has an NFL body. He's just built like a Cam Newton without the injuries.
I don't see the Titans getting a quarterback number 1
They
other than
have
Cam
to
Ward.
do- Yeah,
there's
I think they're gonna-
there's some great defensive guys in there.
yeah, this is a big
So-
defensive
That
draft.
that guy
Yeah.
from Penn State. He's
Yeah.
not,
So
Yeah, he's a beast, and the tight end from
Carter.
Penn State is good too. The tight end from Penn State is really good.
you heard about the tight end on TCU. It's gonna be nice.
I didn't look at him up, but I think number 1, Cleveland. The draft don't start the Cleveland picks. I think, because depending where they go, is gonna look. The Giants overall is still in a good position because they can still get a quarterback in the second round. But because they pick second in the second round, But if you get, I really like Travis Hunter, man. He's so good. He's like the best player overall.
Yeah.
But it's
not
him
too
as a
many players
consolation
do it,
prize is not a bad look. If you get him as a consolation prize, it's not a bad look at all.
John Cena stopped the run though, so I don't know. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want.
no, listen, this is still a wash year. Like whoever we pick, even if we have a quarterback that we want, this team is still going to be bad. I think we'll be better than Dallas, maybe. I think that you're playing for the Giants. The window is probably the year after next, the 2027 Giants. That's when I'm gonna judge them.
People are saying Jerry Jones hired that head coach so he can tank and get
It's a control
fucking
thing.
Archie Manning.
Archie
He's gonna
Manning.
get
Listen,
Archie
everybody's
Manning
gonna
and get.
it's the tanking for Archie. That's where it's at next year.
Yeah,
it's who's gonna get
it's a big
Archie.
tank, I think.
Well, like, what if he doesn't? What if he doesn't declare for the draft next year? He said he wants to do 4 years though, or his family wants to do 4 years.
Well, if the Giants have the number 1 pick next year, you think he's gonna do that?
No, I think he's gonna continue the college. I think he's gonna actually continue for the college.
Nah, he's gonna follow Eli, man. He's gonna unless he doesn't. That's a bigger shoe to fill, though.
I think he wants to like go either to LA, like an LA team, or he probably.
Nah, Archie's
What if he
gonna.
stays in Texas.
No.
Yeah, if he was, if he
I mean,
really,
the Cowboy, yeah. If he goes to the Cowboys, yeah, I think that's the
that's
bigger market.
sacrilegious, bro. You can't have a Manning in the Cowboy jersey. That's gay. Don't do that.
That's too
I can low-key see him on the Rams though. Him and McVay would be insane. Archie Manning
in the Rams, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
For sure, that's a good look for him. That'd be a great look for him. But
I don't know.
He's gonna be a big market kid. He's gonna look. Whoever's gonna get him, he's definitely clear cut number 1.
Yeah,
He's
but
clear
like
cut number 1.
for him, it's like you're in a better situation than Sanders, so you kind of can determine where you want to go. So
Exactly. Even
I don't see the Giants like I don't see him pointing at the Giants and be like, yes, I like that place. I don't know, man.
The issue with him is the fact that like he has so much control. Like if he sees like where the drafts like who's gonna have the top 3 pick, he's just like, no, I'll shit the bed. I'll play another year. Yeah, he's only gonna get better if he stays.
I could see him going to the Jets though. Imagine.
The Jets would die for Manning, bro. The Jets would fucking.
would die, yeah.
The Jets would sell their soul for Manning right now. They'll sell
They already
soul
sold their
right
soul. They already sold. Didn't Joe Namath say that? Like, I already sold my soul. I sold it to the Devils so we can win a Super
Waiting
Bowl.
for him to die.
Yeah, waiting for him to die. Literally, he cursed us.
Wait, so
That old fart is not dying. He looks healthier every day. I see him.
Yeah.
It's that
Still
pen
kicking,
from
bro.
him, man. He just gets so much
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah. What's up with the
Still
Jets
that
quarterback situation? Are you guys gonna bring back Rodgers? I think that would be the better fit, man. Just bring Rodgers back.
I hope so. So Garrett Wilson gets the hell out of there.
No.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
Everyone said Garrett Wilson doesn't want to be getting. Like, he just want Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback anymore or something like that. That's the
Listen,
rumors.
the Jets in a tough spot draft wise and the free agents wise, they're in a tough spot. I'll bring him back. But the issue with the Jets they have on paper is a coach. No, they just need coaching. They have shitty coaching.
It's the coaching. That was the issue the whole time.
Yeah, but
They got a good team.
they didn't really pick anyone up for the offensive side. Like, offensive coordinator is really weird. They didn't like go insane
because Rodgers was running the show.
I'm saying like this year, like they got Aaron Glenn as defensive head coach. I understand that, but like they didn't really like bolster up their offense.
That's what me and Garrett. That's where I was like kind of pissed. I figured the Jets would have gone offensive coach this year.
That's right. That's
I thought
they
they should have gone that route. I like Aaron Glenn overall as a coach, but I would have gone in on Ben Johnson. I thought they should have gone in on him.
Ben Johnson probably got a blank check from the Bears, man.
Yeah,
because everyone it was like Ben Johnson might go to the Raiders, and then like the next day after they lost to the Lions, they're like Bears.
I heard it was the Raiders. I heard the Jaguars was really in hot pursuit of him, and then he just went to Chicago.
Yeah,
but if I was a Jets man, I would have been very aggressive with him.
They should have.
Because Vrabel didn't. Vrabel wasn't.
He said that he didn't want to go to the Jets or something. I think that's what happened.
Well, look, management is terrible. They didn't have a GM at the time either. They actually hired Glenn first and then got a GM, which is weird. Yeah, I did. If on the Jets again, I just think they should bring Aaron. Look, Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad year. Like if you the fucking drop. Yeah, look, it would have been if he was a rookie, that would have been a rookie of the year right there.
Over Jaden Daniels?
No. I'm not. No, I said it was a rookie. All right, yeah, not this year. Then not fucking Jaden Daniels. No. Like, who was the last year rookie of the year? Was it
CJ
CJ?
Stroud?
CJ Stroud, who had a historic
Well,
season
look,
as well.
if Daniel
Yeah.
Jones had that year, that would have been a good year for Daniel Jones.
It would have been.
Yes.
Yeah, but look, if you count, I mean, like, how
That's
many
not bad
drop passes did they have on the receiver end from that team, from the Jets?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, that,
It was a lot.
yeah.
I honestly
A
think
lot
they
of
didn't go
passes.
offensive head coach because Aaron Rodgers is not going to go and learn a new offense. He's going to run his own offense. He wants to. That's why they kind of just let go of Robert Saleh. He's 41. I mean, like, you're not going to learn a lot. You're not going to learn a whole new offense. Like, that's why LeBron is the Lakers. They're just running through LeBron and calling it a day. Like, you're not going to learn.
I think you put LeBron on any team, he's going to be calling the show anyway.
Right.
Same
that's
with
what I'm
Rodgers.
saying.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
the same
you're
comparison.
just
Yeah,
with
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's what I say. Bring him back. Bring Devontae back. Run it back with the same squad with better coaching. That's the thing. I think Aragon is a good coach. I still would have rather an offensive-minded coach. But if you couldn't get Ben Johnson, then who would have been the next guy? Because there's a huge drop off after that. The coach from Tampa that went to the Jaguars, maybe.
But they got Bobby Stoke as offense coordinator.
They already hired their offense coordinator, I believe, and it was like
I forget who the
like
name of the guy.
it was like I think the Lions passing coordinator or something like that.
Oh,
And
is it tight end coach? Huh?
maybe perhaps, and I was just like meh, like, and then they got like an older defense coordinator, and I was like, all right, fair.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to be fine. I think if they just bring back Aaron Rodgers and maybe Devontae Adams, maybe, but still. That's not a championship team.
Scott Turner is
Scott Turner.
Yeah.
That's who they hired. Yeah,
So we'll see. I don't know about the Jets, man. I don't know.
And
No, you guys. I had not high hopes. I had good hopes for them.
Yeah, I thought the coaching.
I thought at least
better.
playoffs. Yeah. All right, so let's wrap this game up,
Yeah,
guys.
wrap it
Let's
up.
do
It's
this.
been a long-
All right, good night, guys.
All right, keep liking.